Yeah, so I just want to speak on this whole narrative about why opposing bands that come into a Mumford Stadium at Southern University have to sit in the corner. It's definitely not what you think it is. It's not because the Southern's band directors and the band wants to have a competitive advantage. That's just not the case. Um, if you ever been to Mumford Stadium, there's the home side, which is the west side, and then there's the east side, which is the quote unquote visitor side. But if you ever experienced a game in Mumford or just seen it on TV, you know that you can see that Southern fans, they occupy the whole stadium. You may see pockets of fans here and there from the opposing team, but for the most part, both sides, um, Southern's fans occupy both sides. So it's not really a true technical away side. I mean, it is an away side, on paper, but it's really two home sides, to be honest. Um, and as you know, Southern's band sits in section 10W, which is 10 on the west side. Um, so in order for an opposing band to sit across from Southern, directly across from Southern, they would have to sit in section 10E, which is 10 on the east side. Those tickets are premium. Those are premium season tickets, just premium tickets in general. And I can back that up because my parents and my family have had season tickets in Section 10 on the east side since the early 90s. That's part of my motivation for becoming a Juke, because I sat right across from the band from like 3 years old all the way up until now. So we've had those seats. They renew their season tickets every year. The administration and the athletic department, they're not gonna. They don't give a damn about what the band thinks or what the band directors think. They don't care about band battles. Like, they could care less about what we think. Those are premium ticket sales to them. So they're not gonna give their revenue up. And I can say this, being a Juke, and from during my tenure, I marched from '06 to 2010 on baritone. It's nothing that we would have wanted more than the band to sit right across from us. Not because of what the opposing band can do, but we wanted them to feel our power, like, directly, full on. Like, we wanted them to feel us. That we would have loved that. I feel like what Jackson State did in the fifth this year by moving over directly in front of Southern, I thought that was cool. I wish any band from my team would have had the nuts to do that with us. If we were already on level 12, we would have went to level 15 if another band would have done that, because we want them to feel our full-on rap. So it's not really an advantage to us when the band is in the corner. We got to turn and face them and crank. You've seen it on clips many a times where Southern is turning to face the other band so they can feel our full sound. So it's not really, to us, it's not a competitive advantage. The opposing band sitting on the away side may feel that's a disadvantage, and I can't really blame them. But it's not because we work behind the scenes to pull that off. No, it's because those tickets right across from the band are premium tickets. And it's just by putting the opposing bands in the corner, that's gonna be the least impact on the on ticket revenue, because they could sell those corner tickets for a big game or doing the sellout, but for the most part, they're not really selling those tickets in the corner. So like I said, I just want to dispel that myth that the human jukebox wants an advantage and they force the other band to go to the corner. It has nothing to do with us. The administration and the elected department they don't give a damn about what the human jukebox wants, what the band directors want. They definitely don't care about band battles. They're not sitting back thinking, it's gonna be a good band battle. We want to sit the band right across from each other to make it more entertaining. No, they don't care, because Southern fans are going to occupy the whole stadium for the most part, and they want to maximize the sales. That's just facts. And I can give y'all some little insight. So during Nathan Hamer's tenure, I don't know how widely known this is, but a certain administrator or group of administrators, I'm not going to call any names, they wanted to get the band, Southern's band, moved to the corner on the home side, because they felt that they could sell those tickets where the band sits in Section 10W. And Mr. Nathan Hamer had to fight to keep the band where they're at. Like, I don't know the exact history on when the band started sitting in that section, but it's been forever. You can go on YouTube and look at clips from the 80s. They're sitting there, and I'm pretty sure they were there in the 70s as well. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know the full history. But the band has been sitting there forever. It's in a perfect spot. The crowd vibes off of them. Football team, like it's just a prime. It's a tradition, really. And Mr. Hamer had to fight for it. So they can care less about where the human jukebox sits. So why would, it's not really that it's not really that much to go into it. It's all about, ticket revenue. And people, some of the same people that's been sitting in those seats, I remember seeing those people when I was a kid. Like, whenever I go home to a home game, we still sit in those same seats, and I see some of the same people I've been seeing for 30 years. So I just want y'all to knock it off. If you get a chance to watch this video, please don't type that whole narrative in the comments anymore, because it's just ignorant. And now that you've been informed, it'll just turn into just straight stupidity. Another thing that y'all probably didn't know is that the student section, back when I first started at Southern in 06, used to be on the home side, used to be to the left of the band. But those are premium seats, so they were just like, nah, screw that. And I can't remember exactly when this change happened, but I may not be 100% accurate, but the student section moved from the left side to the right side of the band. From that section to the right side of the band to the corner is the student section now. Because they wanted to sell those other seats. And I mean, that's just point blank. It's just economics. Me as a band head and as a juke, I would much rather the opposing band sit right across from us. And I know that's how most of us feel. Like, we want y'all to feel that power in Mumford. We don't want to have to turn and crank on you. So I just want to kill that narrative. I mean, it is what it is. I wish it was different. We hated to play Jackson State and Mumford or any, that because that's a big game. And so we love to go to Jackson and play at Veterans Memorial, because both bands right across from each other, and you got to feel the wrath. I mean, it ain't no ducking, it ain't no running, it ain't no hide. You just got to face facts. And so, really, a lot of bands made it out easy sitting in those corners, to be honest. And I don't know the exact, maybe some of my fellow Southernites can enlighten me, but I don't, like a few years ago, they moved the opposing bands from that far corner over there to the corner over here that's more closer to being across from the band. I don't know what went into that decision. I don't know the politics behind that. Maybe it did have something to do with the band requesting that. I'm not sure. I never even thought to ask, so y'all can probably, answer that in the comments. But yeah, it killed that noise. Like when I was at the game when they played Texas Southern this past Saturday. Man, I wish Texas Southern could have sat right across from Southern, because they couldn't get the full experience of their. I mean, when the band turned and faced them, yeah, but it's nothing like feeling that power directly across from you. And like I said, I've been sitting there all my life. My family been sitting there all my life, and it's just the same people every year, for the most part, occupy those seats. It's just, it is what it is.